Welcome to Sad Boys, a podcast about feelings and other things also. I'm Jarvis.
I'm Jordan.
Ooh, a normie intro.
You know, I never remember what I do. It gets to it and I go, oh, I say me. Yeah.
Yeah,
hey.
I've given myself a little script and I just say that and I've said that for a million years.
What's the total? We just got one full year of the Patreon, right? So that was like 51, 52 episodes.
Yeah, there's like 100 something episodes of the podcast now.
I think this might be 113.
Yeah.
Combined or main feed?
No, that's just main. Yeah.
What the hell?
I know.
Yeah, it's a total like almost 160.
That's insane.
That means that there's like 150 hours of us just chatting.
That
just
sucks.
That's crazy.
I mean, that at least justifies those stats that people sometimes tag us in for Spotify Wrapped.
Right.
They're like, you spent 2 years listening this year?
Yeah, I look at it, it's like longer than I've been alive. I'm like, how did you do that?
Interesting. He started listening in 1990.
Yeah.
I always used to hear anecdotes on podcasts that I listened to when I was younger and then like be like, how are they making a podcast 5 years?
I know. I don't like to think about
they
it.
make 100 episodes.
Because too much time is passing too fast.
But we're still like youthful. And
That's true. Thankfully, we've kept our youth. We have discovered the fountain of youth.
it's my knees still hurt.
Yeah.
when it's cold, my spine's no good. But that's actually I'm young also.
How are you doing? How you feeling today?
I'm all right. I'm in a weird. I don't know how much of it is reverse placebo, but I'm pulling back on all my medications right now. So kind of like a bookend to a certain period of my life where I went up on my lamotrigine because I felt I needed it at the time. Was that way for a couple of years.
Yeah.
At max.
Yeah.
And then it never even occurred to me that I could go back down, nor did I really know what the incentive was. And I just asked my psych. Special K.
Special K, yeah.
I asked him just like, can it cause in any cases a kind of, I don't want to say numbness. I don't know, kind of acquiescing life a little bit because I'm trying to pull apart the threads of how much is just purely the regular chemical predisposition that I've had towards depression my whole life versus what is conditional.
Yeah. Which is it's the chicken and egg problem. It's like always the struggle.
And there's still that, every time I have a session with him, he goes like, well, you're mourning. And you're like,
right.
Special K.
You got it again.
Doc, you just don't miss, huh? But there's always like a visa worry or something that's supplanted into. So I'm trying to fix sleep and fix that. And I associate the lamotrigine so much with little day-to-day nuances. Mm-hmm. Like the first thing I noticed when like I ran out back in the UK a couple of years ago is I get a lot of physical withdrawal, which most people don't. That's just kind of a bad roll of the draw on that one. But I can't order coffees right. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I always notice. I'm a little mealy mouthed and it's not just a brain fog, but it's kind of like that. It's like controlling myself over like the cloud instead of like a console.
Yeah, there's like a weird latency.
Yeah, and I can adapt to it, and people probably aren't noticing as much.
Yeah, for
in
sure.
the world, but I'm feeling a little bit of that today. I don't know if it's just because I'm also tired, but I'm happy about it. It feels we made the comparison before, but it feels a little bit like braces, where it is not pleasant or good, but it's a step forward, or it's something. It's right. It's like a marker. It's like a bookmark.
Yeah.
And I don't know, a lot of other. I'm still riding high on visa extension stuff.
True.
Hosting something this Friday, a little hangout, which I've been meaning to do for a really long time.
No, I'm stoked about that.
Get to renew my lease soon. It's gone up.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Hey, okay.
Let's go.
What you do?
Subscribe to the Patreon.
Sorry, we should say, by the way, check out the Patreon. We just did an off-mic additional Baldur's Gate episode.
Yeah. I felt
instinctively.
I felt like I needed to get it off of my chest because otherwise it would take over yet another episode of the podcast. So I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience that. It's a little thing called real life friendship. But
we're trying to get more episodes of that in a year.
Yeah, true. Gotta get regular with it.
I'm back at the factory.
Though for those who are following along on the Baldur's Gate saga, I've now started a second playthrough. And I am already 50 hours into it. I do know that
this is our Spotify rap for sad boys.
I do know that I finished the game, my first playthrough last week, and I went straight into another playthrough, and I'm already 50 hours in. Just started Act 3.
It doesn't make any sense. The hours in, because maybe it's because the game's very good and fulfilling and it doesn't feel wasted in a way other stuff does. But all I did last year, I feel like, was play specifically Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite game of last year, I'm almost going. Obsessed with it, learned the speed runs, got really, really into it. And then I checked my stats and I have like 180 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of this game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of this 15-hour game.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, it's just not even close. Like I'm creeping on like 200 and something on the game that I'll be playing at least double that.
I know. That's the thing. It's like I did, I think it was like 113 hours on my first playthrough of Baldur's Gate. And then now I'm 50 hours into another one. So that's already 165-ish hours. Oh.
I think it helps. It helps being such an evangelical for this game because my closest friends are all doing the same thing.
I don't want to.
You're all enabling me.
I don't want to game dox any of our friends, but privately, a handful of our friends are all playing the game. And I just talked to another friend of ours who was thinking about picking it back up again. And I've been evangelizing.
It feels, I feel like anybody that's not playing it right now is kind of like a lapsed Catholic, where if they ask most people, they'll probably just be like, I don't know if you need to go to church that much. Like, you can just do whatever you want to do. And then we're over here and we're like, well, do you want to go to hell? You should play.
For those who are curious, I'm playing Dark Urge on Tactician again. I'm going to do an honor mode run after this. So I've started preparing. I've started researching.
Don't worry. There's plenty more hours to go. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry. There's still more hours to go. And I've got my party. I tried to switch it up this time. I got the main character. They're a bard primarily, College of Swords bard.
What race? Not species.
Yeah, it's a Lolth Drow. Lolth Sworn.
British.
Yeah,
it's essentially England.
Fem Drow actually, with like blue and pink hair, and freckles.
And
Drow
pronouns.
freckles. Yeah, and pronouns.
Guess, dude.
And everyone's racist to Drow in that game. I didn't fully. I was trying to escape from the real world, and everybody's like, "Huh, interesting that a Drow would break up this conflict."
Yeah, you got a paperwork for this car, sir?
Yeah.
Excuse
You
me,
get
ma'am,
pulled
you steal
over.
this?
You get pulled over by like the flaming fist or whatever.
Hey, having a nice night? You been drinking tonight?
Yeah. No, I just was at the bar not drinking.
Just sniffing a car and being like, I smell marijuana.
Yeah. I'm smelling corpse flower on your breath.
Yeah, Corpus Callosum.
Nightshade. I've got what's that? Is that Night Song? We've got the main character, they're a bard. We've got Minthara. Minthara is she's still a paladin, but instead of Oath of Vengeance, I'm going Oath of the Ancients. And we got Shadowheart. Huh? I can't quit Shadowheart.
What?
I needed to go full romance, 100% romance, good ending.
And you chose not to do that?
And the first playthrough, I was improvising, so I made some mistakes. This time, no mistakes were made. We have 100 approval. We've been dating since Act 1.
I never had that.
Everything's going great.
Look, it's a one relationship. We don't have to be like so possessive over or whatever. I'll kill you though.
So I respec Shadowheart into a Tempest Cleric my first playthrough, and I couldn't resist doing it again in the second playthrough because it was so good.
I guess I would never tell her who to be.
Yeah, well. I
mean, I did.
Yeah,
I did change her class,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
I know what's best for her.
But I am looking into, I'm just kind of getting more experience with builds, and I might try Life Cleric because I've heard it can get really strong. But I also having a paladin on my team as well. Like paladins are an incredible support class, and so it's like I have a little bit too much support.
And there's the option paralysis of having that many fucking support spells just all in the same space.
I am doing some rotations because I am running Evocation Wizard Gale.
Oh yeah.
Because I want to do his full storyline because I didn't do it last time, but I can't have everybody on my team at once, and I am enjoying my current thing. So until I get to an encounter, like when I did the portal thing in Act 2, the tower defense little mini game,
sure.
Like that was when I would bring out more of the casters,
the balloons stage,
stage, yeah. And then The one that makes me the happiest, I think, other than Minthara, is Halsin, because I really didn't play with Halsin that in the first time. And I'm not playing with him as a druid because I don't feel like it. But I did class him into a ranger, and I feel like rangers also have that nature and animal
Still
shit.
crunchy granola.
Yeah, exactly.
Annoying.
It still fits. But
Asking you if you like would go fruit and veg based.
he's been my Asterion replacement. So instead of doing stealthy, lockpicky stuff with Asterion, I'm doing it with Halsin, and it's very, very funny because he's so big.
He's fumbling with the lockpick,
Asterion
trying to get
is so
his fingers around it.
small and like tiny, like little like skinny guy.
He's the size of a lockpick.
Yeah, and then Halston's so big, and he's like, I can open that. and then
Seeing a bear play like the trombone.
Exactly. Or you sneak to hide and you like crouch a little bit, and it feels like it does something when you're as tiny as Asterion, but when you're Halston, you are still a big hulking man.
You're just the height of other people.
Lightly crouching. And so that's been very fun. He's Gloomstalker Ranger.
He's one of the only characters that's not extremely soy when you ask them to go back to camp.
He's also a thing you take for granted, doesn't have a parasite.
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
And so if you first approach Moonrise Towers, this is a little spoilery. So just a tiny spoiler. If you approach Moonrise Towers for the first time with Halsin in your party, they're aggro to you. Like the game actually warns you. You're like, oh, you might not want to do this.
Yeah.
And then, but then I went without him, and then I brought him back into my party, and then he just like they don't aggro me because we're all surrounded by true souls, so to speak,
Christians.
but if Halsin is ever alone or veers too far from the group,
you can't talk for him. Yeah.
the guards go, wait a minute, you're not one of us.
You're so tall.
And that does add for a fun little element. So yeah.
How are you doing?
Huh?
How are you doing?
It's been a tough couple of weeks for me. Hive stuff like hasn't really gotten better. I'm gonna try to go to the doctor this week. And that's just like taking the wind out of my sails for like doing most things. Because I am like uncomfortable at all hours of the day. And so like the only things I can do are like my hyper focuses, which is Baldur's Gate, because at least that way I could like take my mind off of it for a while, like the physical discomfort. And it's been hard to work because it requires me to like focus, and then like there's so many distractions, and I'm just like super conscious of my body and like itching and shit like that. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, I think. I hope. I know that it's like never lasted for that long. So hopefully I'll be able to weather this in one piece. And then I have started trying to get back out there. The highlight of my week, the rare non-Baldur's Gate highlight of my week was that I went to a Fall Out Boy concert.
Oh yeah.
I went with Nathan Stans, friends of the show, Rochelle Stans, shout out. Also Alana Pierce.
Oh no.
Frogan was there. The whole what's the name of Frogan's podcast?
Arabs.
The Arab, the whole Arab.
Well, you
podcast
can't
was
say
there.
that, dude.
It's the name of their podcast.
Jesus.
The name of their podcast.
Jacob, bleep it when he says it, but not when I do.
But there was a funny complication. There was like a Fall Out Boy show in LA like kind of recently, and I missed it. And I was like, oh, I love Fall Out Boy. I want to go.
You just didn't know it was happening.
Just didn't know it was happening. And it was maybe them with it was like a group of musicians, like some sort of festival type thing. And that wouldn't be my first choice of way to see any band.
Sure.
But I was like, oh, I missed it. But then somebody was like, well, they're coming back in March. And I was like, okay, great. I'm down to go. And so we ended up making like a group chat, and then more and more people kept getting added to the group chat. And I think there was like in total like 8 of us or something. And someone was like, I'll buy all the tickets. I don't want to put anybody on blast because they couldn't have known. They couldn't have known. But me and Alana, I'll call both of us out. We were like, hey, I'm willing to like splurge a little bit for like not bad seats. Mm-hmm. Like nothing crazy, but I don't want something horrible because I really do want to be able to like enjoy the show. in comfort. And that's like, what is life for?
You're not like a habitual concert goer. You want
No.
most of the time.
I used to go to a lot of concerts, and I don't anymore. And so this is like, I'm like, this is going to be my first concert I'm going to this year. So, and I haven't been treating myself in that way. So, hey, let's do it. And then somebody was like, oh, don't even worry. We found tickets for $75.
Okay.
And I'm like, that is really cheap for a arena concert show. It is the cheapest, actually, the cheapest seats available. It was at the Honda Center, which is like a hockey venue, but it was just like a gigantic arena.
It's a cover band.
But the thing is, that's a community plot line where Green Day is gonna perform at Greendale, and then everybody keeps talking about it, and then it's these Irish guys named Green Day. We're Green Day. Scottish, maybe, I don't remember.
If they sound like that, Scottish.
Huh?
If they said that was a good
I think that was Scott. Yeah. When I did it, I was like, no, it wasn't Irish or Scottish. But
hello there, mate. Welcome to Edinburgh. Time for the festival.
So we drive over there, and it's just a good old time. Drive to Anaheim. It's like an hour drive. Went to pick up Alana, then I went over to the Stanzas, and then Nate and Rochelle swapped off on the drive, and just good old times chatting with Palz. And I was like, this is a good time. So that was great. Then we arrive. We were all talking about eating a shitty hot dog at the venue, which is like a pastime, If you go to a big arena, sports arena, the food is always like off, but it's got a charm to it. And
yeah, it's like a slightly too stale popcorn. Kind of
where
thing.
I'm like, am I really about to pay like $8 for a hot dog that costs 20 cents to make max?
AMC's giving me nachos with, I think, year-old cheese.
Yeah. But anyway, I was so hungry, and I was like, fuck it, I want hot dog. And so we grab the hot dog, we grab our drinks and stuff. We walk to the seats. We find them. We are at the end of this row, and we see the section. We're like, okay, we're in the right place, but this is not, you can't really see the stage. And I'm like, maybe we have to scoot in, and we're going to like maybe walk along this row and get more like a seat where you can actually see.
Sure.
The seats that we bought were behind the stage. It was like, I have a picture.
Well, yeah, because I saw a clip of you at the show. Is it that same angle that was on your story?
So this was the angle originally, where that is the stage. Here you can see that you can't see.
Yeah, here I can't see.
And there's a monitor here on the left.
That's Fall Out Boy in that like small.
Yeah, this was the main. Or actually, no, this is like right before Jimmy Eat World came out. But then there's a monitor there that I was at least we'll be able to look at the monitor, and it was there for the main, who's one of the opening acts, but then they turned it off for Jimmy Eat World, and so I was like, now we actually can't see. Now it's like I'm in my hotel room next to a concert happening, and I'm like hearing the sounds.
The music's not even directed at
It's not even directed at me. I'm hearing like a muffled version of everything.
Yeah, it's one of those TikTok remixes that's just like Universal Music Group re-releasing the same song but slowed down through a wall mode.
And one thing you have to know about me is Fall Out Boy is one of, if not my favorite band ever.
You're a Fallout.
When they came on their 30-song set list, I knew every song. I knew the lyrics to every song.
That's a good show.
It was a long show. I know it was, oh my God. But so I was like a little bit bummed, but I was like, hey, I'm with friends. It's going to be fine. And then me and Alana were sitting next to each other. We were like kind of cracking wise at the situation, just making light of it. And then Alana was like, what if we can buy new tickets?
Oh, dope.
And I was like, that's an interesting concept. Cause some of our crew, like Roth and Frogan and people were like, they went and complained because the seats were not sold as obstructed.
Right.
They were said that you would have a clear view, but they are obstructed, as you can see here. But
by the obstructions.
But they were like, we can't do anything about it. So we were like, okay, let's just see. Because we were looking at the crowd and there were tons of people there, but there were clearly empty seats, right? But the thing is, if you go on Ticketmaster, the show's in progress, so they're not selling any seats.
Right.
And so then Alana, I didn't have service. Alana was like tapping away at her phone and was like, I found a row of 4 seats that are like in front of the, like, it's not like they were good seats, but they were facing the stage.
It was like at the show.
Right. And that was, and that like the improvement,
seats.
and they were like, $150, which is twice the seats where you can't see, but still like
10 times the quality.
Concerts are expensive. Like Ticketmaster arena concerts, I can't, like the real ticket price is like not that high, but then you get hit with like $9 million in fees, right? Yeah. And we were just like, I was like, Alana, I think we have to try to do this. You only live once. We're going to try to do it.
She said, like, crikey, mate.
She said, "Oh, dude, I think we found.
Oh no,
we found a few seats in front of the stage."
Of course, for her, it's the morning.
Right.
There's an evening show, but for her, she was like, "I just got up.
She's wearing sunglasses. Yeah.
It's a bit chilly out here, isn't it?"
Yeah. She was a telepresence robot. She was in Australia.
Just move.
So we ended up buying a row of 4 seats during Jimmy Eat World set, like right at the beginning of Jimmy Eat World set. And I was like, if we can get this before the middle comes on and I can just rock out to the middle before Fall Out Boy comes out, this will be great. And then the thing happened where it was like, we had to go on like a secondhand website. I searched on like SeatGeek or whatever, and there wasn't really anything. But I don't know what Alana did or how she found it, but she did. And I said, buy it. I will split these with you. And then we won't charge Nate and Rochelle like for being a part of our plot to, because Stans was literally at the edge. That like rules. He was on the farthest end. There was nothing for him to look at. He was looking at like the empty seats actually behind the stage where like you could not like, and
there's literally nothing funny. As someone that when we worked together sat right next to Nate, there is nothing funnier in the world than something annoying him.
But it was
because he's so patient.
Everyone was super patient and super normal about it. And we were ready to, if this plan didn't work out, whatever, we'll make the best of it. But it was like, it was fun to have a little plan to try to make something happen and then have the story, right? And so we got the tickets, and then it took a second for like the tickets to process because it was like through a secondary, like secondhand website. Right. And so we didn't have the QR codes and stuff. And we weren't sure when they were going to, like, Alana was going to get the confirmation emails. And we were like, well, those seats are going to be empty and we know what the numbers of the seats, so we can just start heading over there. So then we start. And
roguish behavior.
Which is okay. We start trying to make our way to the seats. And now this definitely would not have happened if it was in the intermission in between bands. But because we were the only people like outside, like in the halls during this part, every security person wanted to give us like the whole 9 yards about like, where are you going? What's your
like a drow.
Yeah, literally. They were like, what are you doing around here? Shouldn't you be in the Underdark?
What the hell? Is Lolth with you?
Yeah. And then Alana didn't have the QR codes yet, or the barcodes. And
it's got to come all the way from Australia.
Yeah, it took a while. Yeah. And she was like pulling it up, and then she pulls up a parking pass because apparently she bought something that included a parking pass. Right. Just like the person was like, I'm just getting rid of these. And it's the day of the show. So literally it was like that person, I don't know why they didn't sell them for cheaper. It's like they're at the show. There should be a service. I mean, there kind of is, but like for someone who's like the show's happening and someone is sitting in the worst seats in the house, like just give them your fucking tickets.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. The other thing I'll complain about is, in that moment, we were like, it is representative of like the capitalist greed that they even sell these seats. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
These seats should not even be available.
Yeah, because presumably I guess they're there because people will buy them, but they're like, I guess sometimes there's, like a Chappelle show where he walks to the center of the arena or something. But for any music show, that's not going to work.
It was like they roped off the back of the stage, like the stuff that's actually behind the stage. And we were like next to that. So it was like they just.
You would be looking at the crew.
Yeah.
And like the entourage.
Yeah, and we did. We could see kind of the drummer a little bit.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
And
that's Jimmy.
And it's fine. And it's fine. And again, I can't stress enough that if it had been this, it would have just been a funny story. But we eventually like got some goodwill from a few of the security guards and stuff. And we finally like got let into the new spot. And the new seats, again, they were, high up. It wasn't like they were spectacular, but
they were at the show.
The difference. This is with a little bit of zoom, by the way.
Oh, well, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that's a show.
Now we're at the concert.
That's a very normal seat.
Yeah, and there were tons of empty seats around us. And it wasn't like, it was like full enough, obviously, like if you're looking out. But if you were looking for seats, I'm like, okay, there's seats. I don't understand why we couldn't just do some everybody scooch over a little bit, type thing.
How long was the show in total?
Oh, my God.
Because that's always my issue is fatigue.
Well, this wasn't, this was sitting down. So I have a little bit more energy for sitting down.
I'm just thinking about Baldur's Gate.
The show, I was. So Jimmy World went on for like an hour. Then like Fall Out Boy was out for like a couple hours. Like I feel like it was like 2 hours. It was like a 30-song set.
Respect.
It was incredible though. The visuals were really cool. The set list included tons of old songs that I've never heard them play live before, including some of like my favorite songs. There's a point where I like nearly cried, where I was just like excited to be like able to hear some of the stuff from like Take This to Your Grave.
Nostalgia is like a very interesting emotion because, in theory, evolution's driven us towards having certain feelings for practical reasons, right? Like guilt is for learning and happiness is for encouragement for good behaviors. And like we enjoy the taste of fruit because it used to be scarcity and we need the nutrients, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I do think there's like nostalgia is such a nebulous one because it's not that everything is only practical, but it's not like, we had these beautiful, happy childhoods and now we're miserable and we need to like reach back to it. There's just something like, it's like you are a kid again and you are more sensitive to excitement and stuff. And it's like your adult body is overwhelmed by that amount of emotion.
I will sometimes, cry listening to music and it's like,
girl.
Cause I have some, I have this connection to the songs and stuff like that. And I think there was just this like out of body moment where I never thought that I'd be able to hear this song live because I'd seen Fall Out Boy live before, but it was in 2016, and I was just
like nostalgia is not the right word for it.
Well, no, but it's just like I have a connection to these older songs, and you just usually when a band is touring, a lot of bands are like, well, I want to do the new stuff. I'm not too worried about that, And I think that like Fall Out Boy kind of. They have a huge catalog. Like, 'cause when you like listen to it, you're like, oh wow, like they've like had hits in every decade. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
they did 30 tracks and like could have done a ton more.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they did Sugar We're Going Down third. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
sick. And
I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, like they're like, yeah, no, let's get that out of the way. Yeah, so people were just like the energy was really good. The visuals were really cool. They brought out a band that they brought out Cobra Starship. And if people don't know, Cobra Starship used to be signed to Decadence Records, which was Pete Wentz's imprint of Fueled by Ramen Records. And I used to be super into them in like Cobra Starship. Huh. Their biggest song is a song I don't like, and it is the song that they performed, but it was still really cool to see them, which was Good Girls Go Bad.
Did they bring?
I make them good girls go bad.
Did they bring them out for that song? And
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
a
They brought them out. It was weird. They did this like little Magic 8 Ball section where like Pete Wentz would talk to a Magic 8 Ball, and it would like it was like very cute.
Cool.
I want to see if I can like, because some of the okay, so this is practical. This is a real dog. Yeah.
It's just really close to the camera.
It's a big puppet.
Whoa!
There's a guy behind
Lion
it
King.
who's like pushing it, and then the mouth moves of the dog, like it was like going up and down.
How do you transport that?
I don't know. And this came out of
the audio listeners. This is it's like a story tour. Like,
it is so big.
It's like
I wonder if
twice the height of these ceilings.
Wait, Jacob,
I guess?
can you go on YouTube and see if there's a video of this? Oh yeah, you can. And it's you can't see it because the thing is subscribe button is coming in, but the dog's mouth is moving along.
Is it the lyrics?
Yeah, to the lyrics.
The dog is singing.
Oh, that second one is crazy. A massive dog.
That's ridiculous.
It was crazy, and it came out of nowhere.
There's that way.
I don't know how any of it works. It's held up by a lot of strings.
Is a big Doberman like part of the Fall Out Boy iconography?
The So Much for Stardust cover, I think, has a Doberman on it, which is their album that they're touring.
And it's smaller, probably.
Same size.
Oh, okay. Jesus, big album.
But there were so many cool production elements where I was like, "This is impressive." Look at how big it is. Yeah, that's the actual size compared to.
Oh, it could eat him. Did it? Did it bite him?
Yeah, he died.
Oh man, every show.
Patrick Stump is gone. But yeah, the set changes were cool.
Can we?
That's the cover for So Much for Stardust is like a Doberman. That's their new album.
What's on it? What is that?
I think Bubbles.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a great time. Like genuinely one of the best concerts I've been to in recent memory.
You ever go to like a Coachella or a festival of any regard?
Never been to Coachella, but I have been to festivals. And
did you hear the buffering when I asked that question, by the way? That's the reduced lamotrigine element. That was like late.
I do that normal. So I'm like, I didn't even notice. But yeah, so
not Coachella, but
I am mixed on festivals because I'm on my feet a lot, which I don't like.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. And then the actual performances, like it's cool that you get to see so many different bands, but I much prefer seeing a band in their own element where they control all of the variables. Like I saw Kendrick Lamar at a festival and it was a bad show and it has no bearing on Kendrick Lamar. It was like, the tech.
How much can you do?
The tech was messed up. Like there's all these things where it's like when you have your own team and everything's the same every night, that's one thing. But when you are sharing the tech with a bunch of different acts, it's not setting all the artists up for success.
I feel like I like indulging in a bunch of snacks.
I saw Kendrick Lamar at the same venue, by the way, in Anaheim. Yeah. Oh. And it was incredible. So I just want to say that it's like, but you just like sometimes festival shows, like I think it's a cool environment and it's a thing I enjoyed a lot when I was younger, but I also love to like see an artist in their own element when they control the whole show.
Yeah. I feel like I either want, sometimes I'll have a nice tasty big meal. Sometimes I'll just have a bunch of snacks, but if I'm paying a bunch of money, I'd rather have the one big lovely meal.
Yeah.
Like kind of condenser. Plus, I mean, I'm easily bored. Like with the exception of Baldur's Gate, the pacing of a lot of concerts that I've been to, I'm like, okay, let's get moving. I've heard.
I feel that like I was enjoying myself, but it wasn't until I remember telling Alana, like, I'm conserving my energy because I'm going to like, I considered like getting a drink or I considered like getting coffee. And I'm like, no, I know I'm going to activate when like all these songs come on that I know. But that's the thing. I think for me at this point, if I know all the songs, then I'm going to have the time of my life.
Yeah.
And if I don't know all the songs, then I feel like I'm not in on it, what everybody else is in on. You know what I mean? Like I saw Brockhampton a few years back and it was like a really high energy show. And I saw Tyler, the Creator, and I was like moshing and shit.
Yeah, I feel like I would flip my shit at both of those.
Yeah.
But for reasons outside of it just being a show. Like it's who it is and it's the eras they're in and they are also just very good performers. I'm envious of the Kendrick show because he's just such a good performer, you know.
Or it's like I just think that I end up having not FOMO, but I end up being like I wish I had prepared more. It's almost like if I go to a concert and I don't know the songs, then I feel like I didn't do my homework.
Okay.
And then it's harder for me to enjoy it because I keep thinking about how I wish I had a connection to it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the music like will blend together and like you have to know, like for me, I have to know what's there, like to be able to tease apart what I'm even listening to.
Sure. I know we've both together and independently gone to like friends, live shows for music, improv, whatever. And it is fun, but it is missing that element because that's just like a different way of engaging with music. I like seeing my friend up there drumming their heart out, crushing a track, doing like 5 songs. And I'm like, neat. I didn't know that this person, that was a part of their life and it's cool to be exposed to that. But it's kind of like seeing a Marvel movie if I just didn't like superheroes. You know, like or even just watching a Marvel movie now for the first time and having no reference point for the other stuff when I'd rather get all excited when Cap picks up the hammer, you know?
100%. One interesting thing about this is that the new Fall Out Boy album, I had listened to a few times.
The Dog album?
Yeah. So Much for Stardust. And I wouldn't say I had a deep connection to it, but I had listened to it. And then when I saw the songs live, it like, if I see Adam Sandler in the wild, I don't have a huge connection to Adam Sandler's movies, his stardom, his stand-up. I think he's funny. I think he's entertaining.
We weren't at SNL age when he was on SNL.
Right. And so it's like, I don't have an emotion. I don't have an emotional connection to Adam Sandler, but I would be like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Seeing an eclipse.
Yeah. And so when like the songs from their new album came on, I was like, wait a second. I love these songs. Like
you're right. That big dog was right the whole time.
There was a song that they performed live for Fall Out Boy heads. It's Heaven, Iowa. But
is there a fan name?
I don't know.
A Fall Boy. A Sad Boy?
No, you know.
Jordan's Angels.
FOB. I mean, you know, FOB is like the, you know, initials of the.
What if it just comes up Losers? Believers.
Oh, come on.
Youngbloods. Car Crash Hearts?
Yeah, that's
a song, right?
Yeah, it's from a song. It's from a song on Infinity on High. There's how about 2007.
What about the Dobermans?
There were songs where I'm like, oh, hearing it live made everything click, and then now I like really like the song. Like they played Heaven, Iowa, and if you said the name of that song to me, I'd be like, I don't know what song that is. And then when they sung it, I was like, first of all, Patrick Stump is an incredible vocalist. Like,
how old is he? How old are they?
I think they're in their mid 30s, late 30s now.
Oh,
like, wait, could you do Patrick Stump age? I'm going to guess 36. 39. Yeah. Dude, he's killing it.
I just have that. I think it's because
Pete Wentz is 44, by the way.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Pete Wentz, I think he's aged like a fine wine.
I mean, it is. I do have that, like, because when you're a kid and you're really like a teenager, you're really getting into anything. Everyone's 50.
Yeah.
And then as the sliding scale moves up, like your teacher when you're in like 5th grade is 60 years old. And now in retrospect, like she just got engaged. She was 20.
Okay. I know I've talked about this and I do want to move off this Fall Out Boy thing, but 2 more things that were very cute to me. One, incredible that the whole band is still together. They did take a break in 2008 or 2009 to like 2013. And that was a long time for me as like a high school kid going through college.
Annoying timing.
And I was like, oh, they broke up. And then they like, my junior year of college or whatever, they were like coming back with a new album. And I was like, and
you were choking on something.
Yeah. And then someone did the Heimlich maneuver.
I'm excited about this album.
So the whole band is still together, which is crazy. And when their first music video came out for this new album, Joe Troman, the lead guitarist, wasn't in it, and I think he had been dealing with some like addiction stuff and with some like rehab stuff. And I don't follow the band, like the personnel of the band like that closely in 2024. And so like I remember seeing that. I remember seeing like people being like, I hope Joe gets better. And then they come out and I was like, oh, fucking Joe is here. I was like, hell yeah, dude, that's cool. So fucking sick. And so it's like the whole, it's Andy Hurley, Joe Troman, Pete Wentz, Patrick Stump.
High school reunion. Like, I didn't know Joe was coming.
Yeah. Right. And then that was very heartwarming to me. And then also the fact that they ended their set with Saturday, which is on Take This to Your Grave. It's like one of their first like singles that like popped, but it wasn't like Sugar We're Going Down became a giant hit. This was like the song like popped in like rock radio. And
prior to that single putting them like on the global
yeah. Like this was like Sugar We're Going Down was on the album that came out after this, but this is like when they first like sort of had their big break as like, okay, we're a band, we're touring, we're like actually making a name for ourselves. And they ended their 2016 set that I saw with the same song. But I think it's so cute that the like last line of the song Saturday, and there's a few lines in Saturday that reference this, but the last line of Saturday is me and Pete. And it's like, and it's like a 21-year-old song now. And I'm like, oh, they're buddies. They're friends.
You're just like fanboying out like a Tumblr called like Sherlock and Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch.
The two buddies.
Being chaotic for 6 minutes straight.
Oh, Patrick and Pete best friends forever. All right. Okay. Jacob, so anyway, that was a good time.
Jacob, were you a super fan of any particular band at any particular time?
When I was in middle school and high school, I really liked like 21 Pilots.
Dude. Hell yeah.
I missed it completely.
Coldplay.
I got into 21 Pilots. 21 Pilots were up my alley because they were like, I feel like if you were into like Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy when you were in like middle high school like I was, 21 Pilots comes around, it feels like it can still fit no matter where you're at.
Man, there was such a self-consciousness that I feel like simmered, at least where I was, maybe some from the countryside, but like there was such a self-consciousness about getting into American media. Like it's unavoidable, especially now. There's no way that same kind of thing can exist. But I do think like there was social cachet in your iPod Nano having Arctic Monkeys, but there was not social cachet in it having like Chili's. And then Stadium Arcadium came out. One kid says it's really good, and he's a popular kid. And now you're allowed to like that American media, but I was not allowed to like NSYNC. Oh yeah, that's for girls, and it's American. You can't do that.
I feel like people made fun of me for liking Fall Out Boy. I remember Googling around music reviews, and I was like, "Is their music bad? Is it bad?" Wait, can you go to Metacritic and type in Metacritic Infinity on High? So this is Fall Out Boy's 2007 album, and there's two things I want to say about it. Yeah, that one. Okay, so this is like generally favorable reviews, like a lot of it had a lot of positive reviews. But I remember going to this and I'm like, oh, okay. So it's not bad. like even though
this is the rules,
even though like music reviews, like it's whatever, but it was a thing where I was like, people are making fun of it. Like I like this, like, it's like if, like kind of how Justin Bieber was made fun of,
sure.
You know, where it's like, oh, okay.
By people that did not hear the music.
And it was definitely like people, and I was made fun of by people who were like fans of like indie rock, like the Arctic Monkeys and shit like that. And so then I started disliking that in response.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was one thing that now in retrospect was just racism is it was like, you're listening to rap?
Oh.
Not that it was bad or not okay, but me listening to rap is like, okay, yeah, big surprise. I'm listening to Eminem. I'm like, who can I listen to?
Yeah.
They made one for you guys.
The other thing I want to say about this album is that after the show, when everyone's like funneling into parking, people like were coming up to me and saying hi and stuff. And I thought that was really sweet. And this girl comes up to me and wanted to get a picture, and she was wearing an Infinity on High shirt, and her mom took the picture. And I realized that like she would have been, she might not have been born when the album came out. Yeah. And she was wearing an Infinity. I was like, I should be wearing that shirt. It was, I'm just joking, by the way. And it was fair. Like, it was super sweet. But,
and it's great that you found that album and loved it despite.
I think it's amazing. I genuinely think it's amazing because I'm like, I literally was like, great shirt, great album, you know?
You're like, don't worry. I confirmed that it is good.
I confirmed. I double checked the facts.
Seeing someone in that t-shirt and being like, once pulling up the review. It's a good shirt.
It's a good shirt. But it was the experience of, this is like, I didn't have this exact experience because I actually think it's a good thing, but I saw through the eyes of someone who sees a bunch of teenagers wearing like Nirvana, Nevermind shirts and goes, you didn't freaking listen to Nirvana. Like I like that crossed my, or like an AC/DC shirt or something like that. I had that, my first flash of that, and I had to like suppress it.
It's like, there's so many layers of reasons why that gatekeeping doesn't make sense. Ultimately, it's just not productive or whatever. I do the same thing, don't get me wrong. But there is the biggest devaluer of gatekeeping is it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because it's the response to when somebody's like, hey, I bet you never even listened to Skinner. And then they're like, well, no, like, look at my Spotify history. I do actually listen to them. You're actually allowed to not listen to them and wear the shirt. That's completely fine. Just like I don't know, man. You could, I'm trying to think of a comparison. I mean, you can wear merch that you found secondhand from Goodwill for like, you can get a Letterman jacket from Goodwill from a school you didn't go to.
Yeah.
There's not like rules.
This also middle school, and these things are things that stuck with me, is I was like a little skater kid. I listened to Fall Out Boy, big surprise. And I remember if I would wear like an Almost Skateboards t-shirt or like an Element t-shirt or something like that, there were certain kids who were also skaters who would call me a poser. And I almost felt the need to be like, no, I'll do a kickflip right now.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a skill level required. For
I'm like, no, don't worry. I'll do an ollie. Give me a board. I'll do it. I'm not a poser, I swear.
I know. I was like, how the hell do I get into it then? Because I could skateboard. I was terrible at it, but I did it. And most of the people I hung out with would skate. And I'm like, okay, so what? Did you all just genetically be friends and know how to do this? Who's supposed to encourage me to do this?
I know. That's the thing.
Who's it for? Who's this gatekeeping of anything?
I think it's...
it elevates, I guess,
it's the
yourself.
Identity. Yeah, it's like when you play, it's like Star Wars fans and stuff. It's like when you place so much of when you have such a strong connection to something.
The Force.
And you, the midichlorians, and you,
I forgot.
and you see someone else, you trick your brain into thinking it's like a zero-sum game, where if someone else can have that, then that means it devalues like your connection to it. And so you need to preserve
this economy that like doesn't exist.
You need to preserve your connection to it by putting down someone else's.
Because then if it is arbitrary, then that means that thing you care so much about is arbitrary, and then there's some shame to that for some reason. Don't get me wrong, genuinely, I had this little like biting moment where I love Larian Studios. I was very excited about Baldur's Gate, and I picked it up, and then same thing happened with Elden Ring actually, where I'm like, it's my little series. And Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are considered like some of the most important games ever.
I remember like
the Dark Souls series and all expansions.
When I went back, I was like Baldur's Gate was it like defined a genre. The Infinity Engine genre of like classic RPGs. Yeah. And I remember seeing the box in stores when I was a kid for Baldur's Gate.
I didn't think I was smart enough to play it.
Yeah, it was like a tome.
I was like, oh goodness, Jesus, is this? Do I need to learn a second language?
Yeah, and then I only ever played the action RPG Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Good game. Remake bad. Not remake, but reboot bad.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Who cares? Who cares about anything? No one cares about me. Say you do.
I was thinking about, I don't.
Cut that.
I was thinking about looking into some of the older Baldur's Gates.
Arcanum is really good. It's not D&D universe, but if you like Baldur's Gates.
I know. I was like, either I want to play Divinity or I want to go back and play like the 2001, like, because I heard there was like a 2013, like, not remaster, but like modernization of it.
I just bought it yesterday.
Oh, really?
It's on GOG for like $2.
Okay. Wow.
And it's on Switch, which was the one I was thinking about more because then I might be more encouraged to play it.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Hold the phone.
Okay.
Put the phone down.
Okay.
Pick
sorry.
it back up.
All right.
I think I'm in.
Hello?
I think I'm down.
Oh, it's
How do you-
Minsk.
How do you play? He's like, I have a
The big
my
narwhal.
hamster- my hamster is so strong.
Dude, wait, Jacob, can I I'm gonna airdrop you an image real quick because it's all the rage right now, apparently.
Shout out to all the people who have left us like supportive comments or sent us really nice messages. My executive function is at an all-time low right now, so I can't always respond.
It's really, but it is very lovely.
Yeah, I do read them.
I just want Jarvis and Events to know that this was the first image that came up on the GOG page, and it almost made me not buy it.
Okay.
It's fucking Minsk, dude.
That's so funny.
All right, I hate it. I don't know if anybody would even push back, frankly, on my criticism of Minsk. Like, you know, if I said something bad about Asteria or Karlak or something, people would be pissed.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just not even gonna do the Stonework quote.
I think
know.
he has a lot though in the older games. So I think maybe you'll warm up to him.
Maybe if he doesn't know his fucking gimmick with him, some stupid hamster. Being late trolled much?
It was different back in 2001.
Yeah, 4chan humor was better.
Yeah.
More of a hit. I've been getting, oh God, dude, I'm getting so many YouTube shorts of 4chan green text posts.
Oh,
where
weird.
it's, you know, like Counter-Strike surfing or like Subway Surfer footage.
Yeah.
And then the like, be me, be at work at GameStop, those ones. And they're just all lies.
Yeah.
And the Reddit post ones as well. I
Yeah.
feel like this would work perfectly if I hadn't lived. Like if you are 14 or something, or like very, very insular, maybe. But they're all like so obviously fake.
Right.
That are people buying into it like wrestling, where like, yeah, we know it's fake, but let's just like pretend. Because all the stories are, it's literally, and that guy was Albert Einstein level kind of stuff. One of them was just, be working with a girl, absolute dime. You know, never says what the job is, never says anything. Walk home together every day. Next day, after doing it for a year, next day, other woman, not a dime, 4, comes up to me and says that I've been making her uncomfortable. Oh. What the hell? I didn't even do anything. And I'm like, okay, this is either fake and you're just trying to farm attention for MRA bullshit, or you're leaving out you being creepy.
Right.
Yeah, like for some reason, just like, I don't know.
You, by definition, you probably are not I feel like the people who are creepy do not have the self-awareness about being creepy.
There's a great show I've been trying not to watch too much of because it can be depressing sometimes depending on who's on it. But there's a show called, or YouTube series called Financial Audit with a guy called Caleb. Highly recommend. It's fun. It's interesting. It's also kind of educational if you don't know much about like personal finance. And oh God, I wish it existed when I first moved to the US and I like could not conceive of what the credit score was for, like any of this weird nuance. There is dude, some of those stories are people are clear. I watched one in particular where a guy was like at multiple different jobs. They're going through his expenses and like, you got to stop ordering Uber Eats, bro. You know, come on, work on this. And they're like, how much were you bringing in? And they're like, what about after taxes? I'm like, I don't know, how much is taxes? I'm like, the money you get sent to you. It's like, well, I get it every 2 weeks. I'm like, right, just answer just the question though. And then he was like, oh, it's this much. And it was like a good wage for where he lived. He was somewhere in the Midwest and it was like $71K. And it was from restaurant manager jobs, 2 different jobs. And in both cases, he was like, well, yeah, sometimes I tend to move restaurants a lot, change my jobs a lot. Because at every restaurant I want, all the people I work with, like they start conspiring. They just like don't like me. They just want to get me fired for like no reason. Like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
If you went to court, that would be enough. They could get like that many witnesses or like What are you talking about?
Everybody everywhere is conspiring against me specifically.
Why does everybody smell like
And I haven't
shitty
done
pants that
anything
I'm wearing?
weird.
Why do people keep pissing my bed?
I fell asleep when you said shit. It just reminded me of this. You know the dagger in Baldur's Gate 3 that's called the poo scraper?
Yeah.
There's a YouTube video called like can you beat it using only the poo scraper? And it's first of all so funny. Second of all, it's like this guy slowly realizing he can create like what are they called, battle masters or whatever, and like bind the poo scraper to them and then like throw the poo scraper.
Oh, the arcane knight. Yeah.
Throw the poo scraper, pick it up with another character, because he's basically doing it. No character can have a weapon except for the poo scraper, and you only have one poo scraper in the game. So then his entire party is sharing the poo scraper, throwing it and picking it up, or no, throwing it and then having it bound so it comes back, and then sending it to the next party member. So fucking funny. And I fell asleep watching that last night, so I'm gonna finish it after this.
Poo scraping that.
Okay, so we want to talk about the Willy Wonka thing.
Which people are probably somewhat familiar with, but it keeps evolving.
It keeps evolving. And I know Danny made a video about it. I know people made videos about it, but I actually just want to learn about it. I think it'd be fun to talk about. So to start, I haven't watched people's videos about it. So I only know vaguely that there was an event. There's a Willy Wonka event in Scotland, in Glasgow. And it used a lot of AI art and AI generated like text to advertise it. And in practice, the event was nothing as advertised. Everything was like super cheap looking. The photos from it are extremely depressing. And there was like a random stand-up comedian who was hired to be Willy Wonka.
A character called something like the Fury or the Secret or something that hid behind a mirror and jumped out at people for the whole show. This is actually a very whimsically awful event that maybe would be one of the tests for the kids, you know, like Mike TV dies in this part or whatever.
Wait, here's the advertising. Indulge in a chocolate fantasy like never before. Capture the enchantment.
God, even the text is AI. That's so unconvincing. This is awful.
This is terrible and just non-descriptive. This doesn't tell me anything.
These posters, they're all very obviously they look like Deep Dream. It's not even like modern AI. It looks very unsettling, very poorly put together. Check the first one, the poster. So the tags and things happening are cat gating, live
Cat-gating.
Huh?
Live performances, Karchi tons.
I guess these are references or whatever, but it's just funny to have live performances, a regular thing that does exist.
A passadice of sweet, and then a letter that is T and R at the same time.
Sweet teats.
Sweet teats.
Wait, why would they have... But...
In churning entertainment.
Is the suggestion that or is the conclusion that this is AI, the text
This is Galarian Mr. Mime.
Oh my God, that is. That's Mr. Rhyme, dude.
That's fucking a Pokemon, dude.
Is this Pal World?
What's going on?
Oh, so that's not Willy Wonka. In the middle, that's just a clown.
That's Billy Bonka.
He's not a clown. This doesn't mean he's not a circus.
You didn't
guy.
read the books.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Glass elevator, he becomes one.
Hermione was black, actually.
Yeah, she was whatever will make you leave me alone and stop yelling at me online.
So people paid I think it was like $45, the equivalent of $45, and they turned up, and this was that.
Oh, this is this looks like this looks like visitation.
Wait, Can you go back? Why are the chairs upholstered? Like of all the things, why are they like that?
God, how would we even describe it? It looks like an airplane hangar with there's this you know the uncanny valley, right? Like when a face doesn't look right or whatever. This has the same effect on me as when you see like a single baby shoe in the wild or a tipped over wheelchair.
This genuinely looks AI generated.
Yeah, the image is so convincing.
Wait, can you go back to the other one?
Or you ever see like a mattress outdoors?
Yeah.
What happened?
This looks like a train station that doesn't have train tracks on either side of it.
This looks like the devil's trying to trick you into thinking you went to heaven. Oh, that's insane. Wait.
The photo op moment.
Why look at the left part.
That's a troll.
What's going on there?
It's duplicated on the left and on the right.
Why does it end? We could do better than this today.
They probably like put a camera on it and they were like, oh
no,
it's too wide. You can see the white on either side because they don't have the right focal length of the lens.
So what is when was this? Because the movie came out. The movie's been out for like 3 months ago.
Couple weeks ago.
Why?
I just don't. So, do we know who made this and why? Is this a big prank or were they genuinely trying to like scam people?
Yeah. So this was one of the live performances.
Scary face. Oh my God. Scare the great unknown. Wonderful. I love your fantastic.
Wait, hang on, pause. The imagery they've chosen to place around, right, is okay, big lollipop.
This
sure,
big
that's like the first
this singular lollipop is the baby shoes never worn.
That is threatening.
Yeah.
It looks like it's trying to hypnotize me. But what's with all the pipes? It's very industrial.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I think it's supposed to be
steam
like the candy room in Wonka where there's like the chocolate pipes.
the famous Willy's pipes.
Willy's plumbing.
What's more wonderful than infrastructure?
I know. It's infrastructure week.
But I don't know, man. This actually feels a little bit like when you see AI art and it's a bunch of people espousing like, oh my God, like now anybody can draw. And then you look at it as a human, you go, hey, this is trash. Like, why? This obviously is not good to look at. Why? There must be a part of the event. I mean, hey, it's easy to throw a bad event, I guess, whatever. But there has to be a stage at some point in setup where you go, oh no, we can't. Like, we can't do this. We have to do something more than putting up a bunch of obstacles.
It has the imagination of someone who only knows how to type in prompts to AI.
Yeah, yes.
Like they just go, oh, the walls, the ground, all of the set pieces, they will just happen, right? Because when I hit submit to the AI, it generates all the middle parts.
Yeah, it's like the first time you like make anything. Like first time you make a video, first time you edit something, first time you try writing, it's like, well, I know what it's supposed to be at the end,
Right.
but this doesn't. Or like even like early on when you start working at an office kind of environment for the first time, you just don't think about all of the bits in the middle. You think, oh yeah, we all work together and then the new piece of the products get shipped. Or we all work together and somebody launches on the platform. As opposed to like, oh, I need to set reminders to follow up with people because I know one of them's going on vacation and that might get in the way of the rhythm. And I think we need to have this meeting at noon instead of 4 because everyone's always so tired. It's all that boring stuff in the middle is not like fun to imagine. So the part's like, hey, we should get like chairs that aren't like stainable. Like that's nasty. And we should have a bouncy castle in the corner of a warehouse is a serial killer image.
Yeah, do we have props? Oh, we've got one poster and a lollipop.
This has free candy van energy.
Yeah.
The whole place. Also, it's like they only know about Willy Wonka from anecdotes. They're like, oh, pipe? Willy's big pipe. His famous huge pipe. Look up, search Willy's big pipe.
No, nope.
Or Pipe's Big Willy.
Don't do that. Let's look at the rainbow.
So why is there a rainbow?
Yeah, and all the backgrounds are just like cheap light stands with like this.
Like a serial killer.
It's like landscaping fabric or something.
Dude, that's what Dexter puts on.
I literally was going to say, this is like what Dexter puts on before he kills you.
I honestly, $45, what was that? It's like 38 pounds, 36 pounds. Not worth. You can get think of how many times you can buy Baldur's Gate.
Okay, then. Paid £40 a ticket for
Sorry,
this.
no, I know this isn't important. Not even, go back like 5 seconds.
I'm not joking.
This guy appears. he teleported.
What if he's the organizer of the event?
That's Willy.
Wonky.
Paid £40 a ticket for this.
Paid 45
Smallest
tickets
bouncy
for
castle in
this.
the world, and I bet we have to pay for that food over there.
Oh my God, that bar.
These are like the photo bits there. What a waste of money.
God, that's rough. Okay, so an Oompa Loompa Too tall, by the way. It's giving.
Each child gets 1 jelly bean and a quarter cup of lemonade.
You can't even get a full cup. Why?
1 jelly bean for $45. The most insulting amount of jelly beans.
Did they just not buy enough lemonade? Because the margins they're saving on lemonade, that can't be worth
They
it.
got a singular bag of jelly beans. And I was like, this will cover it.
Yeah, it's open. I mean, wait, literally,
Pause.
one person's ticket would cover every
leave it
single glass of lemonade you need.
The fact that they are like, it looks like he's getting a shot the way they give him that one jelly bean.
yeah.
It's like, all right, hold out your hand. Here comes the jelly bean.
Good boy, here's a sticker.
Yeah.
You did it.
Wait, pause. Wait, go back to exactly that frame. Why is there math on the back?
Willie's favorite.
Like y equals log x squared
This guy.
cosine.
Oh, it's like sciencey, like this is Wonka's lab or something. I don't know.
You guys
Yeah.
even seen the movie? I mean, that's his famous chocolate math.
On
the candy
in Wonka's
computer.
big pipe right
Yeah,
there.
in between the big long
Logarithmic
pipe.
coefficient. Yeah.
Yeah.
In between his huge orange pipe. That's the third book. Look at the dad back there, dude. That is a trooper of a dad weaving inside the pipe, like to just try and make fun of it. Yay!
Oh, look.
That's
going through the
cute.
pipe.
I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I think if I was a little kid,
No, dude.
I could have fun with this.
Kids don't know how things are supposed to be yet.
Yeah, they were-
They don't know how much their parents spent on this.
Oh god.
So Wonka's chocolate's so delicious.
Hello there. Now, we have a camera here. We need to film your reaction.
That is not a camera.
Willy and so, we're trying to
These seem, can I just say, these props, they don't seem like default
No,
from a
they
warehouse.
do seem custom.
which would cost so much money
They
versus
look like someone designed something in like Blender and then like paid to have it made out of plastic.
Yeah, just do all of those and then, oh shit, we spent the budget. What about a
Yeah.
big top of a window?
All right, nobody use a wide angle lens.
Did you remember this scene from Willy Wonka? Actually, I think this was in the book, the brick wall with windows.
Yeah, with the brick wall with windows.
Willy Wonka's loft apartment.
which feel like AC questionably like hanging there.
Charlie, it's me, you and me, Charlie. We'll float up to the AC.
Absolutely splendiferous. That is making it into the commercial. Would you
Look at the Imagination Lab arc that is not an arc. It has like a
That's
hard
rough, dude.
angle in
That's
the middle
insane.
of it.
It was like a Starfleet logo.
autograph? Come on over. Nice to meet you.
Ready?
Aw, that guy's just doing his job.
I think.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's-
Are those peppers?
Those are the cups of lemonade.
That is horrible.
Someone get some of those samples for the lab. Those piss samples. Guys, like lemonade, the least appealing thing to sit in a transparent cup in a warm environment. That is like, I'm not even gonna check.
This queen became an icon of
Is that a toilet brush?
and
Why does she have a chemistry set?
Is that a bottle of Fireball? There's so much.
Is
This
she
looks
making
AI
the
generated.
jelly? Yeah, this.
yeah.
Why
Where
is
is
there
the smoke coming from?
The smoke is wild.
And we will hear from her in a little bit.
Okay.
She has some stuff to say about the event.
That is what you would look like if you were actually an Oompa Loompa. Exhausted,
Yeah, true.
pissed off.
Yeah, dude, I've been worked to the bone.
More
Footage from the House of Illuminati.
Kid starts crying in parentheses. That's terrifying. Is that from Willy Wonka? What is that?
So according to, I saw a post about this. What they said was this character is called the Unknown, which is an evil chocolate maker in this universe.
This
They, like-
the Willy Wonka universe.
Yeah.
Is this like a subverse? This is
They don't look like they're
Elseworld?
making chocolate. It looks like they're just fucking spooking you.
Well, dude, you know when you're making chocolate, you gotta hide behind a mirror.
People think that the whole script for like the Unknown and stuff was also written by AI.
That tracks.
Or Dr. Seuss.
Right. So Paul Connell was the guy who played Wonka. And he
That's a
was
Scottish name.
one of the first to kind of like speak out about this experience once it started
Shout
going
out,
viral.
Paul.
Hello everyone, my name is Paul Connell and I was one of the actors employed to play Willy Wonka at the Wonka's Chocolate Experience fiasco that happened in Glasgow this weekend. I'm going to be poking a little bit of fun at the event, but I wanted to say before I start that I feel for anyone who bought tickets to this event, people who are expecting a magical chocolate experience and got me in a top hat in a dirty warehouse in Glasgow. People who wanted Timothy Chalamet and got Timothy Charlatan. But I am going to tell kind of my side of it as...
I do just want to say that it's none of the people's fault who
yeah.
are like working the event. Obviously, they have nothing to do with it. I'm sure this guy's getting like weird shit because he was like one of the faces of it since he was Wonka, but...
Well, I mean, probably also people like people not understanding how acting works. It's like, well, yeah, Willy Wonka's in charge of stuff. In the movie, he's in charge of it.
He's in charge of it, yeah. Or like when Mr. Beast was Wonka, he was in charge of it.
Yeah.
I got cast as the part on the Thursday and was told that I needed to learn the script for the Friday. So I said, no problem, send it over. The script was 15 pages, monologue, pretty much.
It's a short film.
Of AI-generated gibberish, which I will read some for you if you want. In fact, no, I don't even need to read it because I learnt it all, and it was mad. I've learnt all of it. That's all in there. That's in my brain.
What a professional.
What a consummate pro.
He saw 15 pages of AI gibberish and was like, I have to do the job.
I hope he could at least leverage this a little bit.
Well, I mean, yeah, I hope. I mean, the TikTok went viral. Like, I'm glad at least that, and maybe, I don't know if he already had a presence online, but I mean, shout out to Paul Connell, dude. That's saintly. Wait,
hey, running a chocolate factory is not easy.
Yeah, and this guy did it, and his pipe.
So I'll give you one of the lines from the script. I'm not going to do the Willy Wonka voice because I think I've embarrassed myself enough over the last few days. But one of my favourite lines was, there is a man who lives here. His name is not known. So we call him the Unknown. The Unknown is an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls.
Whose wall? Everyone's walls.
He lives in the wall
Of his own house? Why? Does he make chocolate in the walls?
What? What is an evil chocolate maker? Does he make evil chocolate? Or is he an evil man who makes chocolate?
He's just a bad bloke.
What do you mean he lives in the walls?
He's just a professional that's unpleasant. He's just a mean person.
Form that line with gusto and validity, and that was a challenge as an actor. We were told on the experience to hand out one jelly bean per child, and a quarter of a cup of Tesco's own brand lemonade. That was what the children got. No
Not
chocolate.
even Tesco's finest.
There was no chocolate to be had at this chocolate factory, which I really think they missed the trick, because if there's ever an event to sell chocolate,
yeah, what?
I'd say it was this one.
You know what it is,
no,
dude?
they went...
I think I know, or I can take a swing at why that is that you can't really present chocolate outside of its packaging. So if they're buying like Cadbury chocolate, if you take chocolate out of its packaging, I'm like, where has that been? What's it on? Is it a bowl?
You've got to buy a bunch of those Wonka bars that they used to sell. Like, buy a bunch of expired chocolate and sell that. Don't do that, by the way.
This has to be, I don't know how much has come out about it. This has to be not a official event. Like
100%.
It's like a, well, I don't know if it is public. It must be public domain. It's fucking 1 million years old, no?
Yeah, I don't know. Because...
Was it 100 years for?
Yeah, usually. But sometimes they do weird stuff. You know, you can fight it like Disney.
So now we can hear from the unknown.
Whoa, in the walls?
So, my name is Felicia, and
Keep the
I
best.
am the actor who played the unknown at Willy's Chocolate Experience. So, a lot of people have been asking, how did I actually end up with the role of the unknown?
It is a
So,
choice
I
to
was
leave
approached
the.
by the House of Illuminati, and I was originally supposed to be cast.
Which is the company that was created for this experience.
This has got to be a huge troll, right? The House of Illuminati.
I thought it was called Enrichment or
True,
something.
yeah.
Is that a shell company of the House of Illuminati?
Yeah.
By the House of Illuminati, and
That's
I was
insane.
originally supposed to be cast as one of the Wonkas. When I had first read the script, I really did not like it. So then on the Saturday morning, I got cast as the unknown. So if you want to know the unknown side of the story, and just let me know in the comments. Bye-bye.
Check inside your walls. It kind of actually, with the mask on, it sounds like she is speaking from inside a wall.
I don't know why she left the mask on, but maybe it's because she would be recognizable.
What's going on, guys? It's just me here.
Oh, you mean your
Because like the rest of
walls?
her content, she doesn't have.
Oh, okay, good.
Like the mask. or
I
something.
came
Well,
out of
guess
the
this
walls.
one-
1.9 million views.
Yeah. Face. Oh, I guess she did a face reveal or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you look up Illuminati Entertainment,
Your computer turns off.
What, House of Illuminati?
oh yeah, House of Illuminati.
How? If that, it has to be generated, right? I mean, that's just
But
such a obviously bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh, it has
Or
to
not
be
even,
Glasgow.
not even generated, but it just feels like a troll on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So their whole thing is extraordinary events and immersive experiences.
True.
Brave of them to leave their website up. I thought
This-
maybe they had taken it down.
This is like also this is AI art from like the first phase of AI art.
It's
You know
so
what I mean?
bad. This is weaker than most NFTs.
Yeah.
Check Korea's page, Jacob. Okay, it's nothing. There's nothing there. It's just a.
It's the eye.
Oh, I could do the Illuminati. God, even the pictures are bad.
What to expect at Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory
Lemonade.
Experience by admin.
Jelly bean.
Wait, can we click on that? The what to expect on the far right.
What to expect from the far right?
Oh my god, the image is so low res.
Is it not loading or is it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's just a small image that they have blown up because they don't know how to make a website
So this is like apparently someone creating one of the set pieces.
that was never used.
Look at below. It's go down. Dark gray text on a navy background.
I'm like, did the website finish loading or is there like a CSS error?
highlight
So,
it.
well, yeah, could you highlight it or just hit Command A? Get ready to embark on a journey into a world where dreams taste like chocolate. There will be no chocolate at the end of it. As we approach,
Get ready to journey into a world with some lemonade.
a little bit of lemonade and a few beans
To share.
to share. Everyone gets half a jelly bean. You
There's
can
a
go
lady
to
in
the
the
cutting
draft.
station and have your jelly bean cut in half.
Willie's cutting pipe.
Chocolate fountains. Picture yourself standing before cascading chocolate fountains, each velvety stream inviting you to dip, indulge, and savor the richness of Willy Wonka's world.
But you can't.
They had one small tabletop chocolate fountain with mini marshmallows.
God, yeah. I guess is that really like the ceiling?
The event comes alive with the whimsical performances of the iconic Oompa Loompas.
That's
These singing
true.
companions guide attendees through the immersive wonders of Willy Wonka's world, adding an extra layer of charm to an already magical experience.
It's one Oompa Loompa.
It was
right?
one Oompa Loompa.
That's so funny.
very sad.
An adventure in every bite. Beyond the visual and auditory treats, the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory experience promises an adventure in every bite. From sweet delicacies to chocolatey wonders, attendees will have the opportunity to explore and indulge in the many facets of this beloved treat. This is for sure AI.
Oh yeah, that double use of treat.
Yeah. That's crazy. And they have hashtags for what? Do they know what website this is? It's their own website.
As we count down to the day, the apocalypse, when Willy Wonka's world comes to life. Imagine a day
Comes
filled
to a gray warehouse.
when his world, England, comes to life. Imagine a day filled with laughter, joy, and the irresistible allure of chocolate. This is erotic. This is
they
weird.
mention chocolate so much for an event that has zero chocolate at all.
Dude, Willy Wonka didn't talk this much about chocolate. He had different rooms. He had one with a TV.
Yeah. Wow.
That's like one of the rooms he'd have to deliberately kill a kid.
Hit back, Jacob. Just scroll to the very bottom. Recent comments. WordPress commenter. Hello world. It's like such
awesome.
a fucking
Just Lorem Ipsum.
yeah, literally, dude. It's
That's
like
what?
oh yeah, their links don't work. It's like WordPress commenter. Wait, what did they say? Can you highlight? Hi, this is a comment to get started. Yeah, it's a WordPress.
That's awesome.
That's when they set up their WordPress.
I mean, I just don't even know. The people are comparing it to Firefest, and obviously the severity level is different, but it does have a similar kind of surreal. How are you a real living human being without any foresight? You know?
Firefest had contracts with real artists,
adults.
yeah, and then fell through, even though it was obviously a scam and stuff.
You know, they didn't have
chocolate,
lemonade.
Oh, that's true.
Jelly bean.
No jelly beans at Firefest. Imagine if it was like, this is our food, and instead of that cheese sandwich, it was a single jelly bean
each for each tent.
Yeah, you get a private tent that comes along with its own jelly bean. Are there any other videos from people talking about it?
Yes.
Are there any Oompas?
There can only be so many people because it looked like it was a skeleton crew of like
oh, dude.
of one Oompa Loompa, the unknown, and a Wonka.
I mean, you know, it kind of says a lot that like they cheaped out, obviously. I mean, they weren't looking to spend a lot of money, but then they also had just a huge warehouse. Just do it like a pop-up. Do it in a room this size.
Yeah. You would have a lot less to...
You could fill it.
Yeah, you could
It
fill
looks like this was their first event because these are all posted within a couple days of each other.
Yeah.
What's the magic of Glasgow?
And I
Not
think
in general. The unicorn, actually, I believe, is the magic of Glasgow.
their last event.
Oh, look at that image, dude.
Oh, no. It's like a Harry Potter event. Witchcraft and wizardry. Carefully curated
Vodka.
menus that reflect the city's gastronomic diversity.
Why do they keep doing food, by the way? I feel like
And
if you're a
offering none
shitty
of it.
company, don't make yourself liable for food poisoning. Don't make
Yeah.
that your thing.
Well, they didn't, but they said they would. And that's, I don't know which is worse.
I guess the risk was like with a single jelly bean.
So someone else who spoke out was the
Oh, yes. Queen.
So basically, I am
What if she
the
does
girl
it
from
right?
the
Like, oompa.
I love that she has the photos right down there.
Second one's awesome too.
So basically, I am the girl from the Wonka event. I never wanted this to go as big as it was. I'm actually a very private person. Very private. I don't even really use social media. As you can see on my Twitter and on this, is the first time I've actually posting on. But I feel like I need to have my say of what's went on because I think I've got every right to, but since I've became a global... Anyway, I do see the humour in it. It is really funny. My friends and my family we all are laughing about it. I laugh with the other actors about it, about how bizarre this actually has went. I don't even look like the picture at all.
That's fine.
Getting called a 50-year-old meth head is not great. But
Oh, is that what people
the
were
whole
saying?
thing
fun
was
of her.
bizarre.
I thought she was just doing a weird face. Like,
Yeah.
The whole time I was actually... I think by that point, actually, everyone walked off set, but then I felt bad for the kids. So all I tried to do was try and uplift everyone's spirits and just have a bit of fun with the kids. And I think some of the people at the event could vouch for me for that. But
Vouch, yeah.
the comments are savage. Very, very savage. And not very nice. I think people need to learn to be a wee bit more kind and realise that people are just human beings. And
I think she was probably getting shittier comments than the guy.
In the Willy Wonka guy.
For some, and comments about her appearance for some reason, not, obviously Obviously, it's good faith criticism and not misogyny. That's not how this works.
Probably
obviously.
not. No, that definitely wouldn't be.
Can't be that. Can't be reviewing. It can't. And everyone saying that they don't like the way she looks is hot. Like the people leaving those comments.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Awooga, I'm sure.
Awooga for sure.
30-year-old
My friend
woman from
Jacobson.
Glasgow who did a job that is the worst acting job I've ever done in my life. I love my job. I really do. I do other stuff. It's just the whole thing's mental, to be honest with you. But I just don't know what else to really say. I'm just speechless. I've not had my phone on for 2 days.
This is rough.
Because this has just been too much. I do see the funny side of it.
It's so ridiculous to me that she would be getting. I mean, I get it because the internet's a cruel place, but yeah, that's
I feel
wild.
like people online don't know how or why things are funny sometimes,
Or how things happen. Like, in what universe would you think that she? I don't know.
I mean, there's no legitimate criticism to be made. And
Yeah.
any fun ribbing is like, it requires a deft hand. Not just because, like, not like, hey, I don't care if it offends you, Jordan. Don't be so sorry about it. No, I mean, like, it's just not very funny. And
No.
it ruins fun bits like this when you have to inject them with some kind of like vitriol. Because that's like kid mindset, right? It's like, oh, where people are laughing around me. How can I elicit a reaction? There are people, I mean, I've showed them to you. There are people I follow that just do interesting stuff or make weird content, and I enjoy them. And sometimes I'm like slightly laughing at because one of them puts out like stand-up stuff or a bunch of different stuff, but sometimes we'll put out like these kind of sets that he's doing at home. And it's, he has 4 jackets. They're all the same jacket for some reason. Every time that he opens a video, he always says, hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a happy, then says the day, and then says, at least I think it's that day. It's just always exactly the same. And I really enjoy those videos. And I always comment and I say something nice.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter to me I don't want to discourage what he's doing. And clearly he enjoys it. And I find it fascinating, and I hope he does it, and I hope he's having a good time. I've never understood the instinct to. It's like if you're having a really nice meal and you're like, and I'll throw it on the ground. Ha.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now you don't get the meal.
it's
No one
like-
gets the. Why would you do that?
I think it like speaks to a culture of putting other people down for fun, but like where it's like if you could do that like someone might be doing that in private and it doesn't harm someone because they're keeping it, even if it's like bad or like not moral or whatever, it's like in private. But when it's in public, then it just turns into this fucking hate fest on someone who like at the end of the day didn't do anything wrong, right? It's like an actor working a job and then making the best of a shitty situation. And so why would you be making fun of? I think it's like anytime someone sees something viral, they like project success and like shit onto them.
That is a part of it.
Where
definitely.
it's like
you aren't deserving.
You're
of
in
this.
you're in the ivory tower or whatever, and I want to bring you down a peg.
Anybody, it's kind of like that weird proxy war that people were having with verified Twitter users before Twitter Blue that I didn't even find out about until after Twitter Blue happened. They're like, yeah, now we are part of the elite. Like, oh, did people care about verification? I didn't know that this was happening.
Right, exactly.
And it's like, oh, sorry, do you think everybody that was verified is like rich and hates you and has yachts and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, you completely, I think, misunderstood.
And now we have yachts, right?
Well, we did because I'm not verified. So I have
Right.
a
No,
yacht.
but now that I have my verification check, I also get a yacht.
Well,
and
that
that's what it was before because it was
should
all
be the
just
rules.
appearances.
Yeah, I
That's the
buy it
rule.
for $8.
Yeah, give me my half jelly bean.
It's about my third
Where
now.
is it?
With Bidenomics, dude, good luck getting
Dude.
any jelly bean. Seriously, they'll share it for medical care. I just don't think people know how to interface with anything that isn't kind of confrontational. Same reason you can't nobody can riff on a funny thing on Twitter. It's either a
Yeah.
like, this or a kill yourself.
There's also the misogyny of regardless of someone's appearance, like a lot of dudes online feel the need to comment on it. Like
Like, it's
even
a
if
good-
it's positive. But she's super hot. Is she single? Or busted, bad looking, don't like it. My peen isn't getting excited.
My
so
pipe is getting nothing from
yeah,
this.
I'm getting nothing from this. So not for me.
Okay, damn. I guess I
Okay.
did a bad job.
Yeah, is this for you? It's like, it's so weird to look at something that's like not for you and then treat it as if everything that comes across your eyes is for you.
Yeah.
And the world centers around you, and now you have to react to it as if your little servant was presenting you with something to, like, for you, sire.
Sure,
and then you
yes.
go, well, this isn't for me.
I want to
hate
prove
this.
you need to learn to do better.
Be hotter for me. That's all I want.
And I am hot, by the way. And I
Yeah.
paid $8. Part of this genuinely is just like, very transparent, old school, no frills misogyny and unnecessary hate online, et cetera, et cetera. But I think there's also just like, I don't think you know how to interact with people. I think that they've a really stratified understanding of community. They don't know what it's like to encourage without like expecting some kind of karmic payoff from encouraging something. Like, I'm going to be mean to this person online so I can screenshot it, put it in my little Discord group chat, and then get social kudos for doing that.
Right.
Everything has a stratagem to it, because otherwise,
If I
what am
dunk on
getting?
them, everyone's going to like it.
I win. And everything that happened for them, me, I get.
Yeah, creating a dopamine economy for dunking on someone too is like,
Dopamine economy is perfect.
yeah, it's like so weird because it's like that's what they're trying to do because they clearly want other people's validation. That's why they're saying it out loud.
Yeah.
They're like, "Am I right, fellas?"
Anyone?
Yeah, anyone? Can I get a few likes? Oh, edit, update. Wow,
gonna
this
kill
got
you.
so many likes.
yeah. Edit. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger.
It's been a bit much, and it's not me. It's not me at all. I'm not a social media gal.
I guess it's fortunate she does look so different
Yeah,
in those
like
photos.
I was like, I think
Because the guy, I think, would be very recognizably him. Because he didn't have a wig or
it's
anything,
like
right?
this isn't like this isn't going on IMDb, you know? So it's like,
these are just journeymen, dude. This is work. It's really weird.
Hopefully these things can just hopefully these don't follow these people around.
I don't think it has, especially if she's not going to engage with it. I don't think it has the
Yeah.
juice, because what the people that are being aggressive want is that attention.
Yeah.
There's not exactly, like a fresh insight. We know this, but I think her explicitly being not a social media person makes it a very unfun target for those psychos.
Yeah, exactly. And because if you aren't the cynical part of me is like, there's going to be someone going, that's what you signed up for by existing in society,
by doing your job.
by doing your job.
I'm actually very happy.
You're an actor. You want to be rich and famous. And now that you finally have lots of eyeballs, you're complaining.
Oh, I see. You have a goal and focus in life? Well, that's robbed me of having one.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
miserable all the time, and I think it's because of women. Because I also
You specifically.
because I also don't like them.
Yeah.
Maybe because of what they did.
And then
God, the unknown, is it? Is that what it's?
Yeah.
The
Oh my
unknown.
God, terrifying.
Yeah, dude,
a
that's scary.
Pokemon.
But she did a interview with Vulture a few days ago and told them that none of the actors have gotten paid for this.
Oh, my
Well, yeah, okay, that sounds.
They're not
important.
not paying them.
And I can't imagine the rate was great. And it was probably in
Yeah.
crypto. It's probably in a new Willy coin.
it was in jellybean.io.
Pipe bucks.
But yeah, people are having a crazy time with this. Apparently, someone's planning on making a movie out of it.
Okay,
A horror
relax.
movie, basically based on the story of the unknown.
Come on.
Wait, a fiction? I thought like a docu fiction.
No,
or-
like a film. Yeah.
Oh.
Like
That
a
feels like
fiction.
it feels like it would be profited by the people who put the event on.
I know. What I don't.
Created the unknown with
which
AI.
is like a theory that some people have
Yeah.
is like, oh, was this just for something like that all along?
The
Or,
unknown is the only thing that is their property.
right. Yeah.
I mean, it's very generic. They didn't manufacture that mask. I'm sure they bought it at like a fucking Halloween depot.
Dude, I mean,
Right.
to be fair, really, the truth is, and we've not specifically for like Sad Boys or whatever, but we've all, you know, you and me have been in email chains with people together and independently when, especially after moving to LA, where a project comes up or an idea comes up, it's like, we got to meet about that. And then a couple emails get sent back and forth. One person's representation talks to another. It's like, let's meet up, cafe, lunch today, and you meet up. Don't talk about the project, and it dies. Like that happens. Or, hey, dude, Firefest really just kicked off. I'm thinking, what about like an A24 horror movie set in Firefest? These things just don't happen because those people's jobs
already.
is to do that.
Like this happened like very recently. You haven't developed anything. You did. Your development is the concept of what if we did a movie about the unknown. And then now
it's an
like,
AI way of reacting to an event.
Yeah, where it's like, that's not going anywhere. Let's be real. And like,
that's not what people liked about it.
This doesn't have it almost feels like it's testing the waters. Would you guys be into that? No one's going to fucking remember the unknown in 6 months.
It's like it's like the Madam Web issue, honestly, where they're like, you guys, okay, so Spider-Man movies made a bunch of money. There's a character called Madam Web, Spider-Man. So we'll make Madam Web movie. Like,
okay.
Because spiders is what people like.
Madam Web?
But like if Avatar was really popular, we're like, okay, we're gonna make a rom-com and everyone's blue.
Oh.
What people liked was the blueness.
Yeah, the Navi.
No Navi. They are just, it's a blue
it's
guy.
Called I'm Blue.
Dabu.
Dabu D, Dabu love me.
Oh, dude, we should make a movie. It is as like much as, it makes as much sense as us being like, okay, people like how we sit weird sometimes. Okay, yeah. What about a documentary or an album? We could make like a
horror movie about manspreading.
That's this show, dude.
I'm in contact with A24.
And apparently, I don't know how real this is or where to find it, but apparently someone.
Oh,
yes. I saw.
That's funny.
The Skillet posted a video today.
It looks better is the issue.
Find the Animal Crossing one. The Animal Crossing one is really good. It's. They even got one of the unknown.
That's awesome. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, there's the unknown one.
Where's
at the bottom right. It just looks like Grey Fox.
What the hell?
This I like because it's with affection. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The joke is,
and it's cute.
Yeah,
I feel like the people who were in it could laugh at this as well. This is not like I hate you and you're ugly.
Yeah, look, it's you, but you're like you're a little person. The Sims one is really accurate.
Yeah. The Sims, because Animal Crossing by default is like very vibrant, whereas The Sims is like a little bit more desaturated.
Yeah, they really gave it the hollowness. They lived in the walls. But is it all a hoax? What do you mean?
So basically, like the theory is,
so they were hired over email, right? They didn't meet anyone. Who physically set it up?
It's not like the people behind the company are anonymous, and like no one knows anything that like they've done before.
They're the unknown,
and clearly like the actors didn't have a lot of interaction with them because they were hired the day before.
Oh yeah, they didn't get to rehearse, right?
Yeah.
Not that I think it would matter, you know. It's like there's only so much you can polish a turd, but this is like very odd. It sucks when people get like when they have to kind of taint these with a bunch of conflict online or whatever. Not that it ruins it, but it is a little bit of a bummer because can't we just have nice things? I don't know. It's pretty funny that there was like one jelly bean per kid.
Right.
All right. Well, that was a nice stroll through the wonderful incarnating world of
Willy's pipe.
Of Wonky Willy or whatever.
Willy's wonky pipe.
Willy's wonky pipe and bean. Beans and lemons. When life gives you lemon,
like a small amount of lemonade. When life gives you a quarter of a lemon.
Maybe the unknown stole the chocolate, and that's why they only had lemonade.
That would make the most sense. Yeah. That I mean, that's famously what they do. They evilly take
from the walls. Yeah,
I mean,
they bring it back to the walls.
Evil chocolate maker.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Yeah, is it evil chocolate? But I feel like the evil version of a chocolate maker is just like a thief, just somebody that takes chocolate.
Yeah,
or lactose intolerant.
It's like the plankton to Willy Wonka SpongeBob. You know.
I mean, yeah, isn't that literally a character in Willy Wonka? There's that like one character that's skulking around. Like, I'm gonna get the his math.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get that
do
big
the math.
wall of formulas. GG everyone. Thanks for.
Well, this is the end for now. Just kidding. We're heading on over to patreon.com/sadboys to do our Patreon exclusive episode of Sad Boys Nights, of which there is 50 plus episodes now.
You seem pissed off.
There's 50 freaking episodes of hours and hours and hours of content. We're just gonna chill. We're gonna lie back. We're gonna vibe. We're gonna have a good old time. So, patreon.com/sadboys, and for the low price of $5, you get all the 50 plus hours of content.
If you're in the mood, come on over. If you're not in the mood, what are you, scared? I am most of the time.
I'm pretty scared.
Really just of everything, kind of taking a swing. You know, like I don't want to play baseball because what if I, miss my swing kind of mindset.
What if I become too famous?
Yeah, dude. What if I
don't want to go to the gym because what if I become too shredded?
I don't want to get yelled at online for dude, I would love to go to an event like that.
Yeah.
That's my 2024.
All right, you're 2024.
That's 2020. I'm gonna wait a while.
Yeah, okay. We end every episode of Sad Boys with a particular phrase.
We love you.
And we're Wonka. Sorry, boom. Whoa.
All right.
It's us,
Welcome
man.
to the Sad Boys Citizenship Test.
Oh, shit.
All right.
You have 9 questions each.
Okay.
What are each of the 4 grades of high school, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, commonly called?
I know 11th and 12th is junior and senior because that never made sense to me. I always thought the first one should be junior because it's little.
That would make sense.
I know the second one is sophomore, like a sophomore album. What's the first one?
What would you call the first album?
9th grade, the debut.
Gucci girl, how you doing? How you moving, girl? Moving, girl. How's your day looking? That future girl, yeah, we on now. Take my money, go away, all you want it. Girl, too rich for me.